When Hollywood royalty met actual royalty on the Graham Norton show, few expected fireworks, but that's exactly what happened when Tom Cruise tactfully but firmly humiliated Meghan Markle during a particularly awkward exchange over, of all things, a flower arrangement. What started as a light-hearted conversation quickly unraveled into an unforgettable moment that not only embarrassed Meghan but also revealed the growing discomfort many celebrities have expressed toward her increasingly self-centered behavior. It all began innocently enough. Tom Cruise, a seasoned professional with decades in the spotlight, was seated alongside Meghan and a few other A-listers during a 2025 episode of the popular BBC talk show. As usual, Norton prompted his guests to share amusing anecdotes. Meghan, ever poised to insert herself into the spotlight, launched into a story about a recent charity gala she attended. Her tale, however, quickly turned into what viewers described as an awkwardly self-aggrandizing monologue centering around how she personally designed a floral centerpiece to symbolize unity and rebirth. According to Meghan, the flower arrangement was a metaphorical expression of healing after trauma and had been placed at the center of every table during the event. While the audience clapped politely, Tom Cruise, visibly puzzled, leaned forward and quipped, "Were you hired as the florist or the keynote speaker?" The room went quiet for a beat, followed by a wave of laughter directed not at the joke but at Meghan's stunned silence. Cruise didn't stop there. With the disarming charm that's made him a box office legend, he added, "I've been to that gala before. Usually, the focus is on the cause, not the centerpieces." While seemingly casual, Cruise's words struck a nerve. Viewers at home and attendees in the studio recognized the subtle jab. Meghan had once again made a public appearance more about her personal narrative than the event's actual purpose. This wasn't the first time Meghan had drawn criticism for self-centered behavior in philanthropic settings. Many recall her controversial 2021 visit to the Uvalde, Texas memorial site where she staged what critics called an overly dramatic photo op, kneeling alone with a bouquet while surrounded by media. Critics argue that Meghan has consistently blurred the lines between compassion and self-promotion, a pattern Tom Cruise may have deliberately chosen to highlight. Following the show's airing, social media exploded. While Meghan's loyal fan base rushed to defend her, many commentators and viewers praised Cruise for saying what everyone was thinking. #CruiseClapback began trending on X, formerly Twitter, with clips of the moment racking up millions of views within hours. British tabloids and American media alike dissected the segment, with body language experts noting Meghan's visible discomfort and Cruise's calm but firm demeanor. Behind the scenes, sources revealed that producers were caught off guard by the exchange but decided not to edit it out, sensing that the moment captured a rare, unscripted reality in an increasingly image-managed entertainment world. "Tom was being honest," said a crew member anonymously. "Meghan came off as performative. It was uncomfortable but real." Public sentiment has been shifting. Once celebrated as a breath of fresh air within the British royal family, Meghan's narrative of victimhood and self-empowerment has begun to wear thin. Critics argue that her repeated attempts to control the narrative, whether through Oprah interviews, Netflix documentaries, or calculated public appearances, have started to ring hollow. The Cruise incident simply highlighted a larger issue: Meghan's struggle to transition from royal rebel to relatable public figure. Even Hollywood insiders have weighed in. A former studio executive who worked with Meghan during her Suits days told Variety she was always ambitious, but there's a difference between ambition and narcissism. That line's gotten blurrier since she married into royalty. Meghan's Hollywood relaunch with talent agency WME in 2023 was met with high expectations, but so far, her efforts to rebrand herself as a media mogul have faltered, with podcast deals collapsing and public interest waning. Tom Cruise's remarks may have been spontaneous, but they resonated because they echoed a growing unease. In a culture increasingly skeptical of curated celebrity activism, Meghan's tendency to center herself, even in settings meant to highlight others, has become a talking point. Her critics argue that what began as a mission to shed light on important issues has morphed into a relentless campaign to maintain relevance. The Graham Norton show moment won't soon be forgotten. It wasn't just a celebrity spat. It was a cultural checkpoint, a televised reckoning where image met authenticity. And for once, it was the actor with 3 decades of stardom, not the Duchess with a royal title, who walked away with public sympathy. As the dust settles, Meghan's team remains silent, refusing to comment on the incident. Cruise, ever the consummate professional, has declined to elaborate, but he didn't need to. In one sharp sentence, he managed to convey what many have felt for years: the world is ready for substance over spectacle. And sometimes even a flower arrangement can say too much. In the aftermath of the viral moment, Meghan Markle's silence has spoken volumes. Known for carefully curated responses and media strategies, her failure to address the incident has fueled speculation that the Duchess may finally be realizing the limitations of her narrative control. For years, she has positioned herself as a misunderstood figure, an outsider rejected by both the monarchy and the media. But as more high-profile personalities like Cruz subtly push back, the public appetite for her brand of storytelling appears to be waning. Behind closed doors, insiders suggest there is growing tension within Meghan's inner circle. Reports indicate that some advisors had warned against overexposure and encouraged a more grounded public image. Yet, true to form, Meghan continued to double down on personal symbolism and heavily produced public appearances. The flower arrangement, in many ways, was emblematic of her entire approach. Visually pleasing, but ultimately lacking in resonance with those who crave genuine action over aesthetic. Meanwhile, Tom Cruise's composed takedown has elevated him in public opinion as someone unafraid to call out performative behavior cloaked in philanthropy. Without raising his voice or losing his cool, he delivered a masterclass in quiet defiance and in doing so reminded the world that authenticity still matters.